Hello and welcome to my channel, Bevvy with Beth. I'm Beth, and in case you didn't know, here on this channel I talk all about polycystic ovarian syndrome, the symptoms, how to cope with them, and how my personal journey with PCOS is going. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below to catch my videos every single week. And this week we're going to be talking about meditation. Now, I have actually been drinking this while I've been getting ready, so I am nearly out, but what I am drinking is another one of these Twinings cold brew teas, only this one. I don't think it's actually new, but it's only recently been in stock in my local Sainsbury's, and it's a raspberry and hibiscus one. Oh my goodness, it is honestly the best. It is really delicious and super good for you too. It's a really good kind of like anti-inflammatory and all those good herby things. So that is what I'm drinking today. And like I said, we're going to be talking about meditation. Now, I've talked a lot about meditation before on my channel, but not had like a specific video. It's included as part of my how to manage cortisol and my morning routine videos, because it's definitely a big part of my life now. But I wanted to talk about the 3 apps that I've used, and I'm going to speak about them in a specific order because from my personal experience, I believe this is the best order in which to come across them. So if you're starting your journey and you haven't done any of the meditation before, then I highly recommend getting the app Breathe. It has a fabulous lessons on how to do it, makes it clear as to why it's a good thing to start, and really gets to those basics. Like, I know it sounds really simple. You sit on the floor and you breathe, right? But it's surprising, especially when we've never done it before and when we're in a position where we need that meditation. So we've maybe got that anxiety, or we know that our mind is really busy and we want to calm it down. It's very simple to say, just sit on the floor and breathe. But I personally anyway, found that I needed some help in understanding what I was actually trying to achieve and very specific details on how to actually achieve that. Like I was coming at it from a completely different point of view, and I just needed some direction. So the app Breathe was the best one that I picked up when I first started. I tried a few different free trials, and Breathe was definitely the way to go. This one actually has a day-to-day, I think it's 12-week plan, where it will literally take you from the very beginning, first ever time you've meditated, and every day it gives you a 10-minute meditation practice with some guidance and some purpose. So there'll be something specific to achieve. And the best thing about this is that first week, which is what you need, the first 7 days, and whether that is actually in a consecutive week, or if you're finding that you're meditating maybe 3 times a week, or however much you are able to meditate, you can go through that first 7-day week for free. And that will give you the basics that you will need in order to start to learn to meditate. And again, you can then do that first week at whatever pace you want to. You can then go back if you end up slipping for a few months, or you just want a bit of a refresher. Maybe you really like having the guided talks, and it's the perfect app for that. But of course, as with all of these apps, it's not the only thing that it offers. It also offers some other great specific guided meditations to help you focus on a specific aspect, whether that's inner peace, self-confidence, working on any type of relationship. It's got even more specific guided meditations that get you to focus on these specific aspects of life. And it's just great. I think the material that you get on the free section of the app is really insightful. It's so calming and encouraging as well. I really like it. It was just the best to begin app. It's also got some other like nature sounds and musics, and you can make your own playlists and that kind of stuff. And that's the free version. Now, the next app that I came across is the Daily Calm. And this comes up every single day. It's a new meditation that you can move through your week, and every day you've got a little something different to focus on. They do a lot of things like picking up words from other cultures and how they are super insightful and great to use during your meditations. They also, again, have those nature sounds and musics, and have ready-made playlists that you can access for whether that's like trying to get to sleep or be calmer during the day, or a morning meditation. And then again, they've got all the playlists where you've got 5-minute meditations, or you can have your non-guided, so they'll give you either a timer, so say, right, I want to meditate for 15 minutes, and it will just time you for 15 minutes and do some bells at the end of the 15 minutes. They also have, which I found again really helpful, was just less guidance. So rather than it being a fully guided meditation that takes you through the full 10, 15 minutes, whatever, where there's somebody talking fairly regularly, and like with the daily calm, where she has a subject that you're kind of thinking of while you meditate. This is simply the setup where it helps you to relax and focus on your breathing. Then they'll leave you for so long and then do a kind of, we're at the end and coming out of it. And very recently, I have found that I'm getting more and more irritated with constant guidance during meditation. Now, this isn't a criticism of the apps in any way, shape or form. They haven't changed. I developed my own skills in being able to meditate without constant guidance. And I have a hearing problem, which means sometimes there are situations, circumstances, tones and words used that are just not pleasant for me. And although you can work around that, one of the times I found the best to use the daily calm for me was just before I went to bed, and use it as a kind of mind reset, wind down, getting into bed and listening to a subject that wasn't related to my day in a lot of ways and could kind of get me to switch off. But of course, that time of day I'm also at my most tired, which means my hearing is at its worst and my irritation is at its highest. So I really struggle with having that guided meditation. But at the same time, I found more and more often, especially when I was doing before bed meditation, I would end up dreaming, drifting off and sleeping and not really meditating. And I just needed something that wasn't guidance, but wasn't silence, and was not some of the music and sounds that were just very irritating to me, and I couldn't find a good balance. I did find a sleep sound app, which is really great, but again, I find there are some nights where those rain sounds or the firecrackle sounds are fine, and there are other nights that just doesn't work for me. I find it irritating. It isn't peaceful and not very conducive to having a restful night's sleep. And that's when I stumbled upon the app that I'm using the most now, which is Synctuition. Now, a couple of things I will say about this app. The first thing is that you don't get a lot for free. The second thing is that they focus very much on this whole idea of connecting to your intuition. Now, I myself am a very intuitive person, which means two things. It means, one, I'm not too bothered by a lot of the language that they use as they set you up to go into the meditation, where they talk about receiving a gift, finding a key, opening doors, all with your intuition, finding a connection to your intuition, getting to your best life because you're connected to your intuition. All of that kind of language, to me, it doesn't bother me. Even if you were someone who was actually really anti kind of spirituality and wasn't really interested in connecting to your intuition, the actual meditations are so amazing that it's worth putting up with a couple of minutes of them rambling about something silly like your intuition in order to get to these amazing meditation soundscapes that they provide. It doesn't have any kind of training in how to get your mind into a relaxed state, so I definitely would not recommend this one for somebody who is just starting meditation. Definitely check out either Breathe or Calm. Sync Tuition provides a soundscape for you where it's not anybody talking you through the meditation state. Like I said, they have a brief introduction at each section to just get you to relax, to breathe. They blab on about intuition, and then they send you into this soundscape, which is amazing 3D sound of different places, and it blends together and takes you on kind of a journey of exploration around different soundscapes. So you do get 4 soundscapes completely free, which again is, in my opinion, still enough to have a good introduction to know whether it's something you want to continue with, to experience it without paying for it if you blended it with some other types of meditation apps. And also is, you know, you get so many more if you pay for it, that again, paying for it is totally worth it. I don't think it's not worth paying for, but it is £100. So it's not something that you can just go, oh yeah, I'll have that. So the Breathe one, I think is somewhere between £60 or £70 to pay for the full thing. And again, I paid for the full thing for a while, I felt was justified. And then the Calm app, you get a lot of good stuff for free. You get the daily calm, you get the musics, you get, but again, the stuff they're producing was really worth it. And that one is, I think, is £64 a year. So again, that felt like well worth it for me, for somebody who uses it on a daily basis. I highly recommend all 3 of the apps, the free versions just as much as paying for them. I think all of them deserve to be paid for if you want to access more, because they provide top-notch stuff. But if you don't have the money, if you're already paying out for other stuff, but you still want to start on meditation, then the free versions of all 3 of these apps are more than enough to support you. Those are my top 3 meditation apps that I have used personally. Let me know what your one is down below in the comments, or if you plan on starting meditation, which one you think you might start with. And thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Stupid makeup allergies. Look, I don't know how well you can tell, but I have one perfect eye and one smudgy looking mess.